Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Robert's Train Set. So, something a bit different this week. Last week I did all the trains running under iTrains with the um, Polaroid Q Plus camera going around the tracks. And although it's lovely to have iTrains to run the trains, and I had a comment from Jim at Hover Motion recently in the comments that he loves, just sitting there watching them all run, because he says if he does them himself, he forgets points and that. It's easily done, and the bigger the layout, obviously, the easier it is to do it. So what we're going to do this time, I wanted to do a bit of running the trains the other day after I'd had a really hectic day. I'd mowed the grass, washed the car, and a load of other bits, and I was just wanting to relax, and I thought, right, I'll come up here, and I thought, can I do something else? And I don't know if you watch some of the American channels, but they do this ops, don't they, which is basically shunting. And I thought, what can I do on mine like that? Now, I have done shunting before, as you've seen, in the middle part, but I've had another look at my layout, and I think, well, I've got another bit I can do it on. And the ops idea is that you have to sort out all these trains and get them into the right train for that particular destination or whatever, or produce, whatever. And I think it's quite hard. I mean, you've got to look at the labels on the wagons and sort them all out. So this is the lazy man's way of doing it, and I'm lazy. I've always said I'm pretty lazy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to have some coal wagons and some clothes wagons, and they'll all be mixed up when they come in, and you've just got to sort them out into their respective types. So all the coal wagons together and all the box wagons together. So it doesn't sound too hard, and to be honest it's not, but I did find it very enjoyable. And you might tell from all the shaking here, I'm doing this on my tablet, and this will be actually filming from a distance to show you what's happening, and I'll have my little cube sort of down at ground level, hopefully. So I'm just going to take you off of here, and I'll show you how I'm going to control it. So look, not a computer in sight, as long as you discount the tablets and the phone that we're going to see in a moment. So yeah, no computer. I've just got my DR5000 switched on, and that, as it's got its own wireless, goes straight to either my bigger tablet, my 10-inch one, or it's all connected. So if I just switch the steering, which is basically control, and I don't know how well you can see that, but we've got a loco there and we've got a throttle. And if I do the same with the 10-inch tablet, there we are again. Now, if you notice on this one, I've got one throttle and the plan of the layout. And if I pan in a bit, you can see where the points are and where the signals are. But I don't need all that, do I? So if I do like we can do with these, which is blow them up a bit, I can get what I really need. Let's get started. So I think the first thing to do is get a bit of sound going. Well, there's the 08 starting. The 03 is starting. And the Janus is starting, and the other one, the Speedy Gonzales Hornby 040 shunter, which hasn't got any sound. So I think we're going to start on the 08 and bring the train in. So let's have a whistle, and we'll get her going. if I've got to go the right way. I haven't. Very easy using the Z21 app. You just change direction and it will keep the same speed settings as it had before. Unlike in the iTrains, if you do the same, it stops. So we better speed it up, otherwise we'll be here all afternoon, won't we? So this is a whole 10 miles an hour. So here we come. I better change the point because otherwise it's going to go out. They do sometimes take a little while to sort of react, initially. So there we go. As you can see, we've got a fair mix of wagons and open old wagons. Don't really want too many, otherwise you haven't got anywhere to put them. You really need really long sidings, which we do in the other fitting yard, of course. Well, there we are. And if I wiggle that around and maybe move it there. And we need to change that, hopefully. So now we're going to get it into this siding here. So let's change the points. But I think first of all we need to get the Janus out. So the 08 is travelling according to the phone at 1 mile an hour, which may be a little bit quick. We'll see with the Janus, but yeah. So let's speed up a little bit. So all these wagons have the Hornby big D couplings on, and as you'll see they work reasonably well. Yes, they're not as close, but with the Hornby type point, you know, if you have them too close, you're going to get buck a lot. So it does seem to work. So what have we got to do first? Well, the first thing to do is obviously take the box wagon off the front of this train. Uncoupling ramps in here. So I'm going to use a nice simple cocktail stick. And if you remember, the old shunters, that's what they had, a long pole, isn't it? So let's do that. Now to do this, if we try and do it, and I'll show you, if we try and do it, we're not going to be able to get the cocktail stick between the two wagons, are we? So we need to just move the 08 slightly forward. Want to open those a little bit. Enough. Let's close that up a bit. As you can see, it's not as easy as, you know, it does take a certain amount of skill. And I did this morning reasonably well, but now I'm filming it. That might do it. So all I need to do now is hook them up without knocking them off, send the engine forward and slide the cocktail stick out of the way. Engine forward and slide the cocktail stick out of the way. So let's bring them round there. So what we're going to do with this? Well, I think what we'll do is we'll take it and we'll use the two lines here, can't we? So we'll speed him up a bit. I know you can't see these, but I've changed the point. You might hear it click. and we'll just reverse onto the bridge. So I would say, if you're thinking of doing something like this, make sure all your track and all your wheels are nice and clean. I didn't have an awful lot of trouble at the beginning, but I did have some spots that weren't quite as good as I would have liked. So we can leave the shunter there, enjoying itself. And we're now going to bring out the Janus, which is this one here, to collect one of the coal lorries. So let's get it going. Well, I've got a bit of a dodgy point there, unfortunately, but most of the time it does it. Change the point again, and we'll slide in. And we'll do the same as we did last time. So we'll move forward. To there. And then again, just want to come back a smidgy. And forward a smidgy. Let's see if that's done it. No, it hasn't. Because I didn't stop it. Have another go. But it's all, this is, although you might think it's annoying, it's actually part of the fun. That might be a better way to do it. I'll try that next time. So we're going to go off now. And we'll send her into here while we do the next one. And now we're going to bring the 08. We're just coming out of the tunnel now. Okay, so let's try this new way. If I put the uncoupling rod in there and then reverse, yes, that is easier. So there we are. So let's go back to the bridge. So everybody, you've seen the principles of what I'm doing. I won't subject you to the whole thing because it took me 25 minutes this morning to do the whole thing, to get it from mixed up to in their particular formations. But you can see it's great fun and I've really enjoyed doing this. I've had a few problems here, as you saw. I think it's partly because I'm trying to concentrate on two things at once, either filming and secondly the you know, sorting out the locos and everything. But as you saw, I've actually adapted while I was filming this. That's a far better way of uncoupling them than what I was originally going to do. So if you trap the cocktail stick between the D couplings, then reverse into them, it works really well, and then you can move it forward. You have to obviously be quite quick lifting the cocktail stick out the way. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and comments will be welcome. And what do you think? Would you like to try it? Just need to look at your layout in a different way. So think what you'd like to do and then look at parts of your layout and say, yes, I could do that there, or I could do that here. Now I always use the inside part of the bit with all the engine shed and all that lot, which was difficult, wasn't it, because it's not very long and it's curved. But this bit, it works quite well. And if I wanted really long ones, I could probably use over on the far side there, the big fiddle yard, couldn't I? So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. Gonna sign off now, and I've got a car service tomorrow, so the tow will be taken up, and I'm also having to change my car because of my shoulder, so I'm hopefully going to get a new automatic soon. So although I've got to get the car serviced, it will be traded in, but it's a bit of a pain, but there we are, it's got to be done. So cheers everybody, cheers.